Happy New Year!
We are so excited to celebrate the New Year's with you and chat about New Year's travel resolution 2023. But
Yes.
before we start, as usual, we need to check audio, video to make sure you guys can hear us and see us well. So, whenever you can give us a quick audio check, drop a comment below.
Yes, let us know if our audio is good and if you're seeing us fine. We'd like to welcome you guys. I actually put this I put this up on our in our community and let you guys know we were gonna come out live, and we figured this will be our last live for 2022. What a crazy year, and I'm sure it was a crazy year for a lot of people. Let's see. Once again, if you are hearing us and if you're seeing us, just let us know that you can hear us and see us fine. Drop it in the comments. That way we can see it. If you're joining us, welcome, welcome,
Aloha.
welcome.
Oh, Chris and
Chris.
Marta. Well, go to Hawaii, Chris and Marta. We want to congratulate you
Yes.
on your wedding.
Cheese.
It was a proposal and the wedding all at once. 2022. Happy New Year's to you guys. We love you
Yes.
and we wish you all the best. And
all the happiness.
hopefully 2023, if you're doing a big wedding, we'll try to get there as well.
Yes. You guys just couldn't wait for us, could you? It was just like bam, bam. For those of you who don't know the backstory, they got engaged and like almost immediately got married, which is really cool. But they did a small wedding on the beach. It was really beautiful. I saw the photos, Chris, on Facebook. They're really beautiful. And now they're planning to have a bigger wedding with all the family members and everything. So that should be really special. So once again, congratulations, guys. It's so cool. So we're talking about 2022, and this 2022 was the first year kind of like coming out of the pandemic, and people are still kind of like, I don't know, should we still go travel?
Lifting the restrictions off.
Right. You still travel some places, and some places are still like, hey, you got to wear your mask here.
Japan.
And yeah, Belize, when we were in Belize, it was also the same thing. We were on an island in Belize, and still we needed to wear a mask. And when I say island, it was a really tiny island, and still we had to wear masks. So there's a lot of places where you still had to wear masks, even though in the US and different places you didn't have to. So it was a lot of confusion. And I know some people sending us DMs on Instagram, and they're like, yeah, I would love to travel to such and such place, but they still have mask restrictions, and I don't want to deal with that. So I'm just going to wait for all this to completely blow over before starting to travel again.
So while Devon is setting up our champagne,
of course, this is the way we did it when we were in Hawaii, right?
Champagne.
It was 2 years ago, actually, no?
We did
Last New Year's we were in Belize,
Uh-huh.
and the New Year's before that we were in Hawaii.
This is true.
And we celebrated with you guys. We did a live, and we popped champagne, and that's what we intend to do in a little bit.
Hello, Deborah. Happy New Year. We see you and hear you perfectly. Thank you for the audio check. Winnie is here. Thank you for all great videos you bring, sharing all your wonderful memories.
Okay. Now I'm seeing all the comments.
Much.
Thank you so much. Yes, definitely.
Andrew is here.
Andrew,
thank you so much for coming live with us, watching a movie with my daughter. Oh, you're so sweet.
So cool.
So we'll watch later, unfortunately, but I figured I would pop in real quick and tell my travel plans. All right.
Awesome.
So I know Andrew always planning. So let's see what Andrew's
doing. We're going on a 20-day trip, which includes Disney World, a 7-night cruise out of Miami, and a week in Barbados. Then we might go to Maui in October, but we will see. Now that's travel plans. Yeah, Andrew loves traveling.
So Andrew, the 20-day trip includes the Disney World. Is it going to be all 20 days in Orlando Disney World, and a 7-day cruise? Is it a part of that 20-day? And what kind of cruise you're going on? Maybe we'll be on that too, huh?
Yeah. So then, speaking of cruise, I guess since we're all talking about what we're doing for 2023, so Irina and I, we just booked 2 back-to-back cruises for January, early, well, mid, right?
Mid and end, yeah.
Yeah, mid and towards the ending of January. We are leaving out of Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
We're flying to Puerto Rico, and we are taking a 7 day cruise on the, is it Norwegian or?
One is Norwegian,
The first one's
Norwegian
Norwegian.
Epic, and the second one will be Royal Caribbean, the Voyagers of the
Of the
Seas.
seas. Yes. So the first one is going to the ABC Islands, correct? Or is it
They
the second
kind of,
one?
I think they both kind of go in
Yeah.
the same places, and then it's going to be extra islands on the second ones, like Antigua.
Yeah.
So I think it's called Southern Caribbean itinerary, if I'm not mistaken. So this will pretty much complete all of the uh, Caribbean
Yeah, that we've done.
destinations, right? The only place we haven't been is Bimini. And also, I know from the East Coast, cruises sail to Jamaica. So we haven't done those yet, but all other ports we pretty much checked off.
Yeah, checked off. Definitely. If you guys have been to the ABC Islands, let us know what we could expect. We're excited about going there and kind of checking that off our bucket list. And also, you guys know, we do a lot of travel stuff and we're kind of here, there, and everywhere. But obviously, cruises is a part of what we do as well. So let us know, have you cruised before? Are you a frequent cruiser? What cruise line do you like? We might actually just maybe do a live specifically on cruises. So let us know if that's something you're interested in, and we could cover that topic for sure.
Carol is from Costa Rica. We are the latest information regarding COVID-19 for international travelers going on January. What is the
What are
latest?
the latest?
What is the latest for international travelers? Well, again, it really depends on the country, on the destinations. Most countries have lifted. I know the Bahamas was a big one because they actually required travel special visa that includes travel insurance, and that was pretty pricey. So that has been lifted. Cruises, actually, cruise lines do not require vaccinations and COVID testing anymore. So that is really great news.
Right.
But again, country to country, it really depends.
It varies, yeah.
We can, tell you there's how many countries
So
are there in the world.
I actually don't even know what the restrictions are in Costa Rica. Maybe we could do some searches and kind of find that out. But yeah, definitely, if you're going in January, that's something you definitely want to get straight before going there. I mean, I think nowadays days when you travel, the best bet is to kind of have masks with you, because a lot of places you just at the very least, yes, pack a couple masks in your bag or in a backpack or something, because you just never know when they're going to ask for it. And again, it might seem like the most craziest thing now for anyone to really ask for it, but you never know, especially when you're traveling. So just always at the very least have a mask with you.
Yeah. Winnie says, just visited Oahu in September for my honeymoon, and it was the best time in my 40 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, we
That's
are
awesome.
so happy for you.
Yes.
And you know what is the best? When you go somewhere on a vacation, watch our videos, and then when you come back, you share your experiences with us.
Absolutely.
If we have done any recommendations and you actually followed our recommendations, it would really mean a lot for you to share your experience, so other people would know that this is the real thing, that the real recommendation, and it's genuine, and you really enjoyed it, and it makes us really happy that you enjoyed the experiences that we recommend.
And again, you guys can also reach out to us on Instagram. Our handle at Instagram, you can follow us. It's Just Be Out, of course. And there we're very active. A lot of you guys kind of reach out to us and say, hey, I'm going, and you ask questions, or hey, I've just been and I really loved it. And we communicate that way. It's much more of kind of like a one-on-one there on Instagram on the messages. So definitely, if you haven't followed us on Instagram, do so at Just Be Out and send us a message. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. Getting ready for HHN and going to Atlantis. I can't wait. So
Oh,
excited for you. Atlantis is our favorite destination in Nassau, Bahamas, and we can't wait to hear how your vacation
and it's funny that Irina said
went.
it's like our favorite, but so we've done so many videos on Nassau, Bahamas. Not sure if you have seen them, but we've done like everything on Atlantis. We did a complete walking tour of the entire property, including inside the casinos, on the outside, and also the water park, right, area. So
Mhm.
we did a complete walkthrough. We did pros and cons. I mean, we've covered it.
How to save tips,
Yes,
money saving
how to
tips.
save money. So definitely, if you haven't seen those videos, make sure you check it out. But it's funny because no matter how many good things you say the moment, because we did a pros and the cons, people are like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know there was so many cons in Bahamas. I don't want to go to Bahamas anymore." Because we spoke about the taxi drivers, how they're constantly, harassing you everywhere you go. They're like taxi, 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 and it becomes annoying after a while. But just for context sake, it's not that we don't like Bahamas, because a lot of people might think, oh, we don't like Bahamas, but there's cons everywhere you go. It's nowhere is absolutely perfect.
Mhm.
So it's just information that we're sharing with you, because our experience might be different from yours. When you get there, maybe, I don't know, maybe you don't get harassed by cab drivers. Who knows? You just never know. So again, it's just information we're passing along based on our personal experience. So,
Mhm.
as long as it helps you in that way.
Mhm.
Let's see who else we have here. Deborah, my son and I are going on a cruise also. We're going to Cozumel and Disney's private island. So I'm assuming that's on the Disney
Oh.
cruise. I heard that's a really good cruise line, the Disney cruise.
Mhm.
We've never been. We only went. Where was it? We were in. Yeah, it was Cozumel. We docked up right alongside Disney, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Cozumel for us is wasn't
Yeah,
the
we
experience wasn't that great.
mhm. We weren't too excited about
Hmm.
Cozumel.
Serena's asking, what cruise line do you recommend for Alaska? That's the same question my aunt just asked me, like, I don't know, a couple of days ago. We were
Mhm.
talking about it. What would you? I mean,
I
the one
think
we
it's
went
it's
on.
very hard to
It's
say because again, some people swear by celebrity cruises only. Some people swear by Royal Caribbean only. So it really depends. We are not how do you say it
we're not loyal.
yeah, we're not loyal to any cruise lines. For us, it's more of the destinations.
Go ahead.
Our niece just busted through the door. So for us, it's more about destinations, and when we pick the cruise, sometimes yes, the ship itself is old, but we like the destinations. So we for every cruise that we go on, we try to do the pros and the cons. Of course, personally, we prefer the newest ships, but we did go on a brand new MSC Seashore. Was it this year
Yeah,
actually? And the experience was not good at all.
yeah,
So it's really hard to tell. And also for Alaska, there are so many variables. If either you want to do a round trip cruise, if you want to do a one-way cruise, maybe we should do a video about that. How to choose Alaska
yeah.
cruise.
Because we do get that question
Mm-hmm.
a lot.
And also what stops do you want
So
to experience, right?
because they have inner passage, outer passage. We
Right.
took the inner passage. We thought it was initially when I thought about inner passage and outer passage, I thought the inner passage would have been better, because at one point you'll be on two sides of mountains and you'll kind of be wedged in between the two. But to my slight disappointment, that wasn't the way it is. Even though we took the inner passage, we passed while we were actually in the inner passage. It was just these tiny little islands we were passing, tiny and super
Mhm.
small, super flat. A couple of them might have a lighthouse on it, but
Yeah.
it was really not what I thought, because when I thought of Alaska, obviously I think of these
Hmm.
massive mountains, and I
Yeah,
thought we
it
were going
was,
to be
I think,
wedged in between.
overhyped. That
Yeah,
inner passage experience, I think it was
for sure.
overhyped. But the main difference is the outside passage.
Hmm.
The seas are more rough.
Yes.
So you might be
Getting a little
probably
sway.
yeah, swaying a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
just for the experience of a smooth sailing,
Mm-hmm.
inner passage might be better for you.
Yes, choose somebody else. So I'm gonna get this champagne. We're gonna celebrate. We're actually celebrating you guys as always. So
Absolutely.
we're gonna have a drink.
So while Devon is setting it up, I will go through your comments. Carl says, Costa Rica is free entrance, which is great. I live here. By traveling to Hawaii in January is my question. Oh, what is the restriction for travel there? Oop. Well, if to Hawaii, all the restrictions are lifted right now. So the same would be as the traveling to the US. So I don't know if you are required to have a visa to travel in the US or anything like that. But as far as COVID goes, you're good to go. So no worries about that. Thank you for verifying that. Uh, Zachary, I'm sorry I'm late. Well, anyway, we're happy to have you. You're just in time.
Yes.
You two are so cool. Keep up the great travel videos. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Well, let's toast to all of you,
Yes.
our supporters. We love you. We appreciate your support. And thank you so much for watching all our content. Thank you for coming live here, for interacting. We definitely love getting your feedback, your hearing your stories, and interact with you. And
Yes. I know some people actually they probably had New Year's already, depending on
yeah,
where you're coming from. But yes, definitely would like to take the time to thank you guys because we know it is New Year's and you guys actually took the time to come in. I did do a poll here, and most of you guys said you're going to catch the replay. I'm sure everyone is out and about, getting at the bars and lounges and clubs and getting ready to party at friends' homes and stuff. So I get it. And if you are watching this replay, this is a cheers to you. You guys that are here, this is a cheers to you. Martha and Chris, congratulations on your wedding. This is a cheers to you guys. Cheers and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Okay, let's get back. So if you guys want to take a moment, let us know in the comments what are the places you guys are looking forward to travel in 2023. Just drop it down there. Let us know.
2023 New Year's travel
Resolution.
resolution. Andrew was the first one to share. Please share it with us, and we will tell you also about our travel plans for the 2023.
Yes.
Paula says we'll be traveling to Oahu in June to celebrate our 25th anniversary. So excited.
We drink to that.
Yes. Happy upcoming anniversary. Wow, 25 years.
That's awesome. That's
So
awesome.
excited.
Congratulations.
We are so excited for you too. It will be magical.
Yes.
I love your videos. They have helped us plan our trip. Thank you so much. We are
Greatly
so
appreciate
happy.
it.
Eric is here. Happy New
Hey,
Year.
Eric.
You guys look great and happy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we are doing a little family celebration. Today is a small family get together.
Yes.
For Christmas, we had a great time with family too. So we've been a little bit absent on Instagram, just enjoying our time with family. And maybe tomorrow we'll have another family get together as well. So Deborah is asking, did you guys do a video of our stop
in Cozumel?
Your stop in Cozumel? Can you pin it so I can watch it? So Deborah, we actually did not. We filmed it.
We filmed it. We did film the content, but because it had no significance, we just kind of walked around in the plaza. There's a lot of shopping in Cozumel where the cruise docks. When you get off the cruise, of course, there's the Senor Frogs, there's the Diamond International and all that type of stuff that you would typically see when you get off of a cruise ship. But then if you walk further in, there's a massive area where you can buy souvenirs. It's like a souvenir haven there. But besides that, not unless you plan an excursion, there was really nothing. So again, we did film the content, and there's actually a big mall too that you have to pass through. They make sure you have to walk through this mall when you get off the cruise ship. So if there's any type of shopping, you're gonna get it done. That's the place to do it.
but anyway, so we never published the video because there was really nothing to it. We
Hmm.
weren't too excited about Cozumel, so yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't. Leland, happy New Year,
Cheers,
buddy! This is to
Leland.
you.
Cheers, cheers.
We're watching your Instagram, and we're so happy for your progress, for your passion come through
Yes, as a
photography.
photographer. Yep.
Really excited for you.
Yes. And please share more of your photos. We love them.
Yes. James!
James, Benjamin, he made it. James, you know, it's so funny. We were actually going to do this live stream at 6. And after we changed it to 7, the first thing that popped in my mind was like, oh, James is going to be able to make it now. Because every time we start at 6, he pops in at 6:59. He's like, oh, I just made it with 2 minutes left. So I figured, okay, now doing it at 7, he's going to come in a little bit earlier. So cheers to you, buddy.
James said, interestingly, though, I am off to Oahu in a few days, and we have to show COVID vaccination proof before being allowed to board a plane in Vancouver.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's
Thanks for
thank
sharing
you.
that.
Thank you for sharing. So
Yeah.
we did not know that. As far as I knew, the restrictions were off.
Mhm.
So maybe
And also, Chris, if you have any details on that, let us know. Why is it that they're asking for, but they're asking for proof in
COVID.
Vancouver, not even getting to Hawaii? Because normally when you get to Hawaii, then they ask for it
Yeah,
as well.
this is
So
true.
maybe this
So
is a
it's
Vancouver
different.
thing. It might be a Vancouver thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Leland say congratulations.
Gee.
Thank you. That was, I'm pretty sure that's to Marta and Chris.
Mhm.
James, congratulations, Marta and Chris. You see how awesome our community
Yes, for
is.
sure.
You even you between each other make friends. I
Mhm.
love it. Carl says Mexico, Peru, Colombia, and of course Hawaii. That is
Awesome.
awesome travel plans. Wow, and that's a lot of
Mhm.
travel for
Yeah.
for this year, coming year. Kelly's here.
Cheers,
Happy New
Kelly.
Year!
Happy New Year.
Cheers! We'll be so drunk by the end of the live.
cheering everyone, right? Yeah, for sure.
Margaret, Happy New Year's to you.
Thank you so much,
both.
Margaret.
Thank you.
Happy New Year to
Happy
you and
New
yours as
Year's
well.
to you too. James says, hey Leland, Happy
New
New Year.
Awesome.
And hello from Fort
Johnny
Lauderdale.
V. Thank you for joining.
Happy New Year to you too, Johnny. So, what do we have planned besides the 2 cruises that we have coming up? We are looking for winter wonderland. The one doesn't want to do a winter wonderland. I do. I want to go snowboarding. I want to go dog sledding. I want to go snowmobiling.
I don't mind.
Thank you.
It's travel. It's fine.
Okay. So anyway, we need your recommendations. Where do you think we should go to do all of that?
Yes. So it's snowboarding, it's dog sledding, and it's snowmobiling. Those 3 things. The
I don't
last
mind
time
also ice skating and snowshoeing.
Well, if they have all that, yes. The last time we did all these things we just mentioned was 4 years ago.
Yes.
We went to Lac Tourou, right?
That was in Quebec.
And it was great there. So if you guys have any recommendation,
but no snowboarding though.
Yeah, there was no snowboarding there. But yes, if you guys can recommend anywhere in Canada, that would be fine. You know, we'll go there. And we'll do that. Once the winter wonderland thing is over, that part of the travel is over, we are looking to go to either Dubai, Thailand, or Bali. So one of those 3 places. Maybe I could throw Turkey in there as well. Who knows? But then again, we just go wherever. So maybe it's none of those places, but that's where we kind of headed. Because I need to go to someplace warm. I can't do the cold for too long. And we just came from Alaska, you know.
Yeah, well, anyway, we would not have too much time in between the cruise because we are here to celebrate also Devon's mom's birthday.
Yes, which
is January 5th. So we would only have about 10 days. 10 days to maybe 2 weeks, maybe 12 days in between the cruise and Devon's mom's birthday. So we want to do a quick trip. So we do not want to go too far yet. I'm not really excited about Denver. I don't know.
Oh, someone
Maybe
said
I'm
Denver.
missing. Yeah, Johnny says near Denver or Switzerland. So Switzerland is a little too far to go to, like 6 hour flight.
Hmm.
I don't want to do too much, so I'm thinking Canada. Do you
It's
have
closest, right?
any recommendations for Canada on the east side, maybe Quebec area or
Right.
Toronto area, where we can go have
Because
some
we were recently,
winter wonderland
yeah,
time?
the vlogs that we've been putting out, as you guys may have noticed, the most recent vlogs, and we actually have two more vlogs to put out from Whistler. We were at Whistler
Mhm,
in Vancouver.
in this in Jan
It,
or September.
September, right? So we were there, and obviously there was no snow. It was everyone was dirt biking on the ski trails.
Hmm.
So we have two more vlogs to put out, and that would be the end of Whistler. And then from there, if you guys been following us, we were after we left Canada, we went to Mexico, and we were in Playa del Carmen for 2 months. And we weren't really shooting any content, much content in Playa del Carmen because we were busy working on our website. So we were down for a while. We didn't publish much videos. Thank you guys, by the way, for reaching out. Some of you guys reached out and say, hey, you guys okay? We haven't seen
Hmm.
anything lately. And
Hmm.
we kind of responded back on Instagram. Most of you guys are reaching out on Instagram. Thank you for
Yet
that.
on our last week, we have shot so much
Yes,
content
the
for
last week in Playa.
Mexico, Playa del Carmen,
Hmm.
and we also went to a 5 star all-inclusive resort with a personal butler
Oh,
in
in
Cancun. That
Cancun.
was something else. If you have not seen our stories, you missing
And
out
of course, I
big.
have to ask the question: when was the last time you went on vacation and you could say we had a personal butler? Well, we did, and it was amazing. And we'll share all that experience with you. We shot all the footage. It was just an incredible 3 days we had at that resort, and we're going to tell you everything you need to know. And if you get a chance to go there, it's absolutely a must because it was amazing, amazing, amazing.
Mhm.
So after the next Vancouver vlogs, we're going to be getting into Playa del Carmen stuff from Mexico, and then by then we'll pretty much be caught up, and that will lead us into the cruises, that the back-to-back cruises that we're going on. Of course, we always
Winter
do.
Wonderland,
uh,
hopefully.
she wants to throw the Winter Wonderland in between the cruise, so hopefully we'll get that in, and then the cruises, you guys will see all the reviews on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And we have Carol. Carol is traveling to Mexico. Let us know where in
Yeah,
Mexico
let
you
us know.
planning to go. Is it the Pacific side or the Riviera Maya?
Hmm. Chris says maybe we'll meet up in Bali. Cheese! That would
Yay!
be awesome. That would be awesome.
Limitless!
Limitless. Happy New Year,
Happy New
guys.
Year's!
Cheese!
Where in the world are you right now? We are in New York spending holidays with the family. And soon we'll continue our journey.
Chris says, say hi to Mom Devon. She's a sweetheart. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much, Chris. We'll do.
Last saw you in Mexico. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we recently arrived to New York just before um, Christmas.
Yeah. So again, guys, if you haven't followed us on Instagram, make sure you do so. Again, it's just be out. On Instagram, we're a little bit more current when we're out and about, and we're not posting full vlogs on YouTube. We're pretty much current on Instagram every day, every other day. Irene is creating stories, and we're kind of letting you know where we're at, what we're doing, and if we come across anything bizarre, we're always posting some of the craziness that happens throughout the travels while we're just out and about. So definitely, if you haven't followed us on Instagram, do so. We have a lot of cool content there
Mhm.
as well.
So Chris and Marta are planning to go to Bali. There are a lot of Canadians here in Hawaii. Defrosting now.
Right. So let's talk about the Canadians for a second, shall we? So everywhere right now, the Canadians are. They leave, and I didn't even notice, even while we were in Mexico and we were in the resorts, they were saying most of the occupancy in the hotel is Canadians because they come to escape the cold. So I guess that's the thing. I didn't know that, and I've heard it so many times. Even in Belize, while we're in Belize, people are like, yeah, they come from Canada. The Canadians come to Belize during that. So I guess that's the thing, right? So when winter hits Canada, Canadians book it. I thought Canadians was like, yeah, bring the cold. That's what we want. We want the snow. Apparently not. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments, please. But I guess that's what it is. Then again,
Mhm.
who likes the cold, right? That's why I always say I'll go to the cold. The cold I don't like when it comes to me. No, no, no.
James says you would love the old city of Quebec. We actually loved Montreal,
Montreal was
and we have
nice.
not gone to the Quebec city,
Hmm.
so maybe we should put that on our list as
Yeah,
well. But snowboarding, snowmobiling, dog sledding,
that's our thing.
is it
That's our jam.
is it in the city of Quebec, or
Then we're in there.
any resorts? Can I have some of the pomegranate as
Hmm.
well? Or do you know any resorts that are near Quebec City?
Yeah, we need some input for you guys.
James says, "Go to Hawaii." Exactly. We have just spent 2 weeks. Thank you. At minus 32, minus 35.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow,
boy.
wow. Every time I hear -30, I think of when I got frostbite on my ear in Canada. That was just crazy.
Yeah, Chris says, I think they are called snowbirds. That's a good one.
And let me tell you something. Canadians, they do some serious traveling. Like we've met so many Canadians in places that we never even thought, you know, they'd be traveling to. They're out and about. They're not playing. They're travelers
Hmm.
for sure, which is really cool. What else we have here?
Yeah, even when we were staying in Playa del Carmen, in the condo, they say a lot of Canadians also own a lot of
They
condos
buy,
in
yes.
Mexico to fly to into the frost.
Yeah. And actually, when we were at the resort, they had a lot of Canadians coming in and they were giving them tours to buy timeshare at the resort
Hmm.
we were at because that resort is a combination of both. It was just not only rentals, but it was also ownerships for timeshare. So they had like a revolving door of people coming in and out, and a lot of them were Canadians. And I overheard a few people, and I spoke to a couple Canadians, and I was like, Canadian, right? And they were like, yeah, how'd you know? I'm like, you guys are snowbirds. You just escaped the snow. So yeah. So if you're just joining us again, happy new
Happy New
year.
Year!
Cheers to you guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking the time on this new year. If you guys are here right now and you have already had New Year's, matter of fact, let's do it this way. If you guys can just go ahead and put the timestamp of what time it is right now where you're located, let us know. Right now for us, it is 7:33 p.m.
Eastern time.
Eastern time. So wherever you're watching this from, just drop a timestamp in here. Let me know what time it is right now. I I'd be interested to know if you guys already celebrated New Year's because you know how
Hmm.
that goes. James says quite a few condos in Waikiki, Maui, and the DVC. No, yes, running from the snow. Okay, let's put up the timestamps here. Okay, so put the time and put where you're from, just so we know. Okay, Kayla says 4:33
That has to
p.m.
be Pacific Coast. 3 hours back.
Three is it three hours
Yes.
back?
Uh-huh.
Kayla, can you tell us exactly
California
where you're
or
at? Okay, Las Vegas.
Seattle.
Okay, Las Vegas. Yeah, there
Uh-huh.
we go, Las Vegas. Yeah, she put it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Carol is 6:20 p.m. That's in Costa Rica. I know she actually put the date just to make sure. You're like, yeah.
Yeah.
So Central, Julia 6:33. Wow. 5:33, James. England. Wait, England, they already had New Year's.
Happy New
Happy New
Year,
Year.
Margaret! To
That's awesome.
you.
Happy New Year's. That's awesome. Let's see what else. Yep.
Wow.
Let's
So
go.
you came on to celebrate with us literally right after
That's
the ball
awesome.
drop.
The ball drop. That's so cool.
Well, the funny thing, the ball drops only in New York.
Yeah. Yeah. But everywhere the ball drops on New Year's, we call it. Yeah. That is so cool. So we have Margaret in there celebrating the New Year's. That's so awesome. Do you guys have any so besides the travel resolutions, do you guys have any type of New Year resolutions that you guys would like to share with us and everyone else? Something you're trying to accomplish for 2023? Just drop it in the comment and let us know.
Or I would also like to know, what have you accomplished 2022?
Yes. Yes. The thing is about New Year's resolution. Like, I wonder what the percentage of people who make New Year's resolution and actually stick to it, and at the end of that year could say, "Boom, I did it. I nailed my New Year's
Mm-hmm.
resolution." Let us know if you nailed your New Year's resolution. Put it there. Let us know what it was, and let us know that you nailed it, and we would
Mm-hmm.
toast to you, because that's something hard to do. I think most people fail within the first week. Whatever resolutions we always make, we make it. It's such like a long term thing, and we it's just really hard to stick with it. Whether it's weight loss or I don't know, maybe getting a promotion at your job or something. It's
Well,
so long
Kayla
term.
says that she needs to better maintain her bedroom.
Is that
She's
messy?
messy.
That's so you probably needs like these storage cubes and stuff, like organization type of thing.
Hmm. Carol says, I will try to make my dad's travel dream
Oh,
come
come true.
through.
What travel dream is that? If you don't mind sharing it with us, that's awesome.
What
That's
are your
awesome.
travel
I'm trying to
dreams?
get my mom on a cruise, but we don't know if it's going to happen. But I'm gonna try my best to try to get her on a cruise.
Yeah, we came this close.
Yeah, this close, but we won't give up. Kayla says in 2022, I hit my fitness goal of 135 pounds deadlift.
Wow.
Yes, cheers,
Uh,
cheese. That's awesome.
Congratulations. That's a
Congratulations.
really big
Yes,
accomplishment.
that's awesome. Yes. PA 7:30. Okay, that's Pennsylvania. I'm assuming
Mm-hmm.
PA. Yeah. Okay. So yes, same time zone.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So we're gonna be celebrating New Year's together for sure.
Yay, cheers.
Yeah, New Year. The New Year's resolutions are just they're so hard to.
For
Last year we didn't have one, did we? I
what?
don't think I had a New Year's resolution last year. I don't think I made one. I think I made one the year before, and I forgot what it was. Probably a week after I made it, so I probably didn't go through with it. So yeah.
Well, another our travel plan for 23 is to make it to Maldives.
Yes.
And this is where we want to tie the knot,
Yes, for those of you who don't know,
and you'll be invited.
we got engaged in while we were in Hawaii. We created a video on that as well, of course. And yeah, and the plan is to get married in the Maldives. And Chris and I, we were all talking about it. That would have been awesome if we could all do it together. But we'll see. Only time will tell. So we need to get things organized very fast. Carol says he wants to do El Chepe in Cancun. It is a nice train trip. Also, Peru to see Machu Picchu and Colombia. Many places there. Our trip to Cuba was awesome, and he keeps asking for destinations. That's awesome. So Cuba. If I want to take a moment and just talk about Cuba, for those of you who've been to Cuba, maybe you guys can help us out. So we've been thinking about also going to Cuba. I had a friend of mine who went to Cuba, and she was there for I want to say about maybe 2 3 weeks, and the way she painted the picture to me, it's someplace that I'm like, okay, I think I might want to skip it. The way she explained Cuba is that what you think Cuba is as a tourist with the vintage cars and the cool color buildings. That's only literally like a 4 or 5 square blocks. After that, everything just falls apart. She told me about the economy, about the money situations. Going to ATMs were bad. It's just everything she told me was just she's just like Dev. You can't believe how bad Cuba is, and I don't know if maybe because she stayed there for 3 weeks, so she got to experience a little bit more of it than a typical tourist might just go there for a week, stay in Havana, and stay in just that area. But she kind of went here, there, and everywhere, and most of her experiences wasn't that great when she explained it to me. So if you've been to Cuba, if you wouldn't mind sharing your experience with us, let us know. Was it safe, and what the pros and the cons of it were. Definitely let us know. We'd definitely be interested in that. So Fania says Disney cruise to Australia.
Fiona.
Fiona, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Disney cruise to Australia or
From
from
Australia.
Australia?
Probably, or does it go along the coast of Australia?
Now, a question I have for all you Disney cruisers. Do you go on Disney because you have kids, or do you go on Disney because you just want to experience the cruise and you're just a Disney fanatic? Because I think there's two different types of passengers that are on Disney cruise. I always think, oh, if you're going on a Disney cruise because you have kids, right? It's perfect for kids. But some people, I met this one woman, she had the whole Mickey ears, and she's like, oh no, we love Disney, so we go on a Disney cruise just because it's everything Disney. So let us know, which type of cruiser are you? Do you go on Disney because you have
Mhm.
kids and you want them to enjoy it, or do you just go on it because you love the brand and you're a Mickey Mouse fanatic, Walt Disney fanatic?
Oh, maybe a princess.
Oh yeah, there you go. Uh, Kayla says I'm finally going to Hawaii in April. Um, and it will be nice to stay to say I'm going this year, since I've been planning it since July. Your video has have played a big part in my planning, so thank you, and thank you for watching our videos, and we're happy to have been a part of your
And cheers
decision
to
making.
finally going.
And cheers to finally going.
Yes.
Always cheers to finally going.
Super excited for you, Kayla.
That's awesome. So we're getting some input. Kayla says, I went on Disney cruise twice when I was 12 and 14. I'm now 28 years old, and I can't wait to go back and experience it as an adult. Amazing customer service.
Hmm.
Interesting. Interesting. Disney cruise and parks have the best customer service.
Wow.
That's good to know. Carol says, Cuba is very safe, but you certainly need to do the research. Otherwise, you can get lost with the transport. Is it transportation, money
Yeah.
exchange? People is adorable. Our experience was more like getting into the culture. Okay, that's good. So overall, it sounds like you had a good time.
Hmm.
That's good. That's awesome. Yeah, definitely want to do more research on Cuba, and it sounds interesting. I mean,
There are cruises that go to Cuba too.
I think that's probably the way I would want to do Cuba, is just go on a cruise, go there for a few hours. And I still think I'm not convinced that Cuba would be a place that I would actually want to stay, because obviously you guys know whenever we travel, we do more like the long-term travel where we stay in these places for a month, 2 months, 3 months. I don't see us staying that long in Cuba. So, I think a cruise is kind of like, it's funny because a cruise is a great way to, it's kind of like the a la
Get a
carte, right? You
taste.
get a taste of it, right? So you get to the destination, maybe you visit one of their most popular beaches or different things, and you're like, wow, this place is amazing. And then you're like, okay, this is a place where I can see myself coming back and
Hmm.
staying for a week. So we
Yeah.
definitely use the cruise for that purpose as well. Deborah says, I have a son. I just love Disney, so I like to try all things Disney. Fair
Mm.
enough. And there you have it. A Disney a Disney fan as an adult. Gee.
Awesome.
And James says, not a cruise, but I love Alani. Yeah, Alani's actually a really cool hotel too. But it's funny because Alani, I thought there were going to be more Disney characters there, because when we went there, there was, we saw Mickey, we saw, I think it was Goofy, and
Hmm.
we saw Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy. So those are the only characters we actually saw. Not to say that they don't have more, but we've been to Alani several times, and we didn't see too much Disney characters. So I don't know if you've stayed there before. Let us know if you saw the whole
I think
entourage of no princesses. I didn't see any
Aulani
princess.
is more Disney infused, like a little
Yeah,
sprinkle of
of
Disney.
Disney, yeah, because even when you go into the hotel, you don't really see Disney. Like you'll see these little statues of Minnie and Mickey around
Hmm.
the establishment. They got hidden ones that you have to find them all, and there's like, I don't even know how many, but we did a review on that as well. But I mean, I've been to Disneyland, and I see what Disney is, and when you get that impression in your head, and you go somewhere else that's supposed to be Disney, and then you don't
Hmm.
see that, you're like, wait, where's all the Disney stuff? So for that, I think Alani is, but I guess it's a more cultural thing there. So
Yeah,
maybe that's the difference. But I like the way you
Polynesian
said it more.
style.
It's just a sprinkle of Disney for sure.
Hmm. Carol is asking, when are you coming to Costa Rica? I can help you I can help. I do similar what you do here. Oh,
Oh,
okay. What do you have your channel too? Oh yeah,
yeah, I
I
think she has
see.
a YouTube emblem
Yeah.
there. So,
Okay.
oh, definitely.
We'll
So we're
check
gonna
you
follow
out.
you. Costa Rica is definitely on our list. We're looking to do that. So
Go to
we're
channel
so we're actually going
and
to follow
you.
you and take a
Wait,
look
I
at
don't
your.
see no videos. I don't see no videos on your channel.
So maybe she doesn't
Right?
publish. Let us know if you publish videos or if you have another channel. We'd love to check your videos out
Yeah.
or whatever it is that
Drop
you
the
do.
link right there
Yeah.
in the comments.
Or definitely again follow us on Instagram. Reach out to us. Let us know what you do, and we'd love to
Yeah. What
head over to
part of
Costa.
Costa Rica?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been actually wanting to go to Costa Rica for a
Yeah, for a
while.
while you've been
Yeah.
talking about that because we were in Belize
Mm-hmm.
and we were talking about it at that point. She was just like, "Oh, do you want to just fly to Costa Rica? We're here already, well, close." And we decided to just go somewhere else. But it's definitely on our list.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. Disney infused intentionally, and it's very
It's
subtle.
very subtle, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. There was Alani was great. We saw lots of characters at the character breakfast. Okay, so they would have
Oh
that
yeah.
would make sense because it's a breakfast, everyone is there, and they
Mm-hmm.
kind of bring out the characters. Yeah, I think to be specific, I was talking about characters just roaming the grounds that you don't see often. They
Right.
have their specific time where they come out, and then
They
they
just
go to
pass
take
by
they
and
pass
go somewhere
by, right,
else.
and they go to take photos. So
Mm-hmm.
so technically, the way they do it in Alani is that when the characters are ready to go take photos, when they have a photo session, they will then parade the grounds, walk around, say hi to the kids,
Mm-hmm.
but they're actually on their way and they finish to the area where they're actually going to take photos. They have a photo session.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way they do it there. I think
Right.
it's slick.
Margaret is saying, we saw Mickey, Minnie, and Stitch. It's Hawaiian Hotel with the little Disney.
Yeah, I
Yes.
would think they had to have Stitch there. Like we never saw Stitch, right?
Yes, we did.
Did we?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't recall
Have
seeing
you
Stitch.
ever tried Nevis or St. Kitts?
Mm.
We actually, I actually never heard of Nevis, but we are going to St. Kitts on one of those two cruises that we are going in January.
Hmm.
I am intrigued by Monkey Island.
Monkey Island.
Which one
Ah,
is the Monkey Island? I am intrigued by it
no,
too
that's
as
it. Yeah.
well. Oscar
Oscar, muchacho,
said,
cheers.
cheers,
Thanks for
Happy New
joining. Happy
Year.
New Year, brother. How are you? Hope all is well with you and your beautiful wife and your family. Thanks for joining. Good seeing you. I hope all is well
Oh,
with you.
Althea is here. Come visit
Althea,
us.
cheers.
Happy
Sky
New
the
Year, Slovam
building. Slalom Godam.
Godam.
Awesome.
One day we will.
Yeah.
And we should make a plan a trip together.
Yeah, for
I know
sure.
you guys travel all the
Yeah,
time as
Althea
well.
is like I would say when you think of Althea traveling, it's usually in the desert and Aruba. Those are like your top places. Every time I see your post, you're in Aruba. I was just telling Irina the other day, I said, I think
Or
Althea's
some
been,
nature
or
parks.
some nature park, right? I said, I think Althea's been in Aruba. Like she goes like 3 times a year because every time I see photos, it's from Aruba, which is really
Yeah, what do
cool.
you think about Aruba?
Yeah, definitely. Let us know,
Let
Althea.
us know. Maybe any of you been to Aruba?
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever I think of Aruba, I think of flamingos, right? They did a fantastic
You
job
would.
of advertising. The same as the Bahamas. You think
Mm-hmm.
of the Bahamas, you think of the little pigs
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
swimming in the water.
Yeah.
So Aruba
Or
did,
Atlantis.
yeah, Aruba did a really great job on advertising flamingos. But little
Mm-hmm.
did you know that those flamingos are only in one specific resort.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't know that. So Afia, confirm that for us. You've been to Aruba several times. When you think Aruba, you think flamingos, but we heard that the flamingos in Aruba is only at a hotel and you gotta pay for it, right?
Of course,
Right. So
it's
you
a
have to
yeah,
pay to
it's
kind
a
of be
luxury resort.
at a resort to get into the area where they have the flamingos. Let us know if that's the case. If that is, that's kind of sad because you would think they're everywhere. Talking about flamingos, when we were in Portugal,
Yes,
Portugal had flamingos. I had no idea. We were in
that's a shocker.
Aveiro, right?
Aveiro,
We were in
yes.
Aveiro and we saw a whole flock of
Flamingos.
flamingos while we were in a taxi.
And we're like, the taxi driver is driving, and we're like, Flamingos, no way! Like by the time you pull out your camera, it's we already
Yeah,
done. But
yeah,
there
we.
was so
Oh
many
my
of
god!
them.
We still wanted to like pull over. I wanted to fly the drone over them. Flamingos are amazing. We actually saw flamingos up close and personal when we were in Mexico. We went to
Yes, Eshkadet Park.
Escadet Park, and they parade the flamingo through the park, and they are so tame. They're not like, when they see people, they'll come right up to you and they look at you and they're like,
Yeah.
and their legs are backwards. It's the most funniest thing ever. Flamingos are awesome.
They're hilarious.
Yeah.
Carol says, I lived in, I don't know how to pronounce that, but Costa Rica is small and beautiful. You can do lots of stuff. I'm planning to do a live or live after my trip to Hawaii to clarify concerns or to travelers, and also soon to open Airbnb. Oh, that's
So
so
you're doing an
nice.
Airbnb in Costa Rica? That's
Mhm.
awesome. Nice. Yeah, I heard a lot of people actually are
Yeah,
doing
send us
Airbnb in
send us your link.
for sure, because you might just pop in there for sure.
Andrew is back. How was your movie?
How
Glad
was your
to have
movie?
you back.
What movie did you see? I hope it was
Exactly.
Avatar. Avatar. Wait, hold on. Can we get some feedback? Has anyone seen Avatar?
The new one, number 2.
Yeah, we saw the second one. We just saw Avatar. What, 3 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 days ago. Took my daughter to see Avatar. We had no idea it was a 3-hour movie. When was the last time you saw a 3-hour movie? Avatar is 3 hours long, and we were in there. It didn't really feel like that because we thought it was good.
Yeah.
We thought it was actually a good movie. If you've seen Avatar, let us know what you thought of it. And yeah, really cool.
The first thing I think about when I hear Aruba is Jamaica.
Oh, I
Oh.
can't wait to take you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Aruba,
right.
one thing, the only thing I know about Aruba, like Arena said, the flamingos, and I also know it's very flat.
But you think about Jamaica. So what do you think about Jamaica? When I think about Jamaica, I think of weed, Rastaman.
Dreadlocks.
Yeah. So I'm not really sure what that comment meant
So
exactly.
so funny story. When I took a cruise to Jamaica, this was way back when, and it's crazy because once we got in Jamaica, that like they were telling us like, don't stray too far because Jamaica can be dangerous and you don't want to end up in the wrong hood. Now, being that in Belize, I speak broken English, which is really close to what Jamaican will sound like. So I know how to communicate. I understand what they're saying very well, and I can communicate back. I was with two other guys, my friends, and we end up taking a cab because what do you do when you're in Jamaica, right? You want to find the best ganja that you could find, right? So, I mean, at that point, I didn't smoke, but my friends were heavy smokers. So we got into a cab, and the guy's like, "No worry, man. We'll take you to the best place where you could get the good ganja. Don't worry, you have nothing to worry about." And I'm like, "Okay, they don't understand what's going on, so I'm the only one that could communicate." This guy took us like off the main road into like the back bushes and
Yeah, that sounds like the beginning of a
of
horror
a
movie.
horror movie. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, what's going on? Because he's no longer on the main road and he's on these dirt back roads. And I'm like, so he stops the car and he's like, nobody worry, everything good, man. We are trying just so.
Wait,
Okay.
translation. Maybe
Translation,
some people.
translation, no worries. Just sit tight. I'll be right back. He stops in this dirt road with like trees next to us. And it was just like this crazy looking place. And I'm telling these guys, I'm like, dude, like he took us way off the track. I don't know what's going on, but he said to be cool, everything's gonna be okay. He leaves, he goes into the shack. He didn't want to drive right up to the shack. He drove at least like, I don't know, distance away from it. He got what he had to got. He came back. He's like, I got you the good stuff, man. And I was like, okay. He reversed out. He gave us the stuff. But the crazy thing is this. He's like, after he gave us all the marijuana, he was like, we're like, what are we gonna do with this? We can't take this back on the cruise. He's
Wait,
like,
how big was the bag?
the bag was massive.
How much did you pay for it? Do you remember?
It was not a lot at all compared to, and but again, this was back when. And he's like, no worries, man. You could take this on the cruise. I'm like, nah, you can't take this on the cruise. He's like, I'm gonna show you how to do this thing, man. This is what you do. And he was like, he broke everything up, squashed it down, and he's like, put it inside your underwear and go on the cruise. Everything is fine. That's what we did. Listen, it seemed like that's what everybody did because when that cruise left Jamaica, we had two other stops. The entire way back, the whole entire ship smelled like marijuana. People had so much marijuana on that ship that they were just kind of just throwing it away because you couldn't even give it to no one because everyone had. So it's not even like you could pass it around. People like, no, I have my own. It's like you don't even have to give me. It
I'm
was
good, man.
it
Right?
was crazy, and the rest of the cruise was history. Like it's crazy. Yeah, Jamaica. It is what it is. Um,
Althea says, haha, true. I've been 3 times this year alone
see, I
to
nailed it.
Aruba.
I nailed it. I said three
It's
times.
because of kite surfing,
Uh huh.
consistent winds, and affordability. Let us know
Mm.
how much is kite surfing. Do you still need lessons, or you already good on your own?
Well, I think her husband is the one that I never seen Alfia sky surf, but I think she has images on Instagram of her husband's
Kite
kite
surfing.
surfing. So I think, but also let us know as far as affordability. What do you mean by that? Is it the kite surfing that's affordable, or is it the accommodations,
Right.
transportation, food? Like, let us
Yeah,
know a little
because
bit more.
if you want to go to the flamingo spot, that spot is not that like it's
Right.
pretty expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So you were talking about Ritz
Uh
Carlton,
huh.
okay?
Okay.
I think that's the Flamingo Island. Flamingos are not native to Aruba, so
Okay.
I personally refuse to go there.
Okay.
It's a pretty place to visit.
Nice. Okay, that clarifies that.
Okay, thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
We were just at home watching
Oh, okay.
Mr.
Holland
Holland's
Opus.
Optus.
I've never
Opus.
seen that.
I don't know what movie that
I
is.
haven't seen that. How was it? Let us know. My wife and daughter thought the new Avatar how easy too much is going should have been broken up. Okay, so I guess maybe it was just too long. Yeah, for some people it was kind of long.
It's the lyrics of the song Kokomo.
Mhm.
That's what I think when I hear Aruba. It's the very first word of the song.
Is that
Kokomo, do you
wait?
know?
Is that Aruba? Mamas, come and take me to Aruba. I don't know.
Oh,
Come
oh,
on, pretty mama. I think that's the song.
okay. Okay, so Monkey Island is Nevis Island. Oh,
Okay.
well, thank you for clarifying that. I actually added that to our list. I will do a research and see how we can get to that. But I'm actually terrified of monkeys. I had really bad experience in Bali with monkeys, so they
I
almost
thought you.
choked me.
I,
So
I thought you got over that fear with monkeys when we were in
we were in Rotan.
Roatan, Honduras.
I did, but the Monkey Island. When I'm thinking about Monkey Island, I think there are a bunch of wild monkeys
Okay.
roaming around, and those things
Yeah, they're
could
aggressive.
get aggressive.
Yeah, they're
So
very aggressive.
yeah,
Well, also in Thailand, is it Thailand, right? Or is it Bali that has the
um,
monkey sanctuary?
Bali has a monkey
Yeah, maybe one
sanctuary.
won't be going there.
I definitely want Monkey Temple. No way. End game was 3 hours and 5 minutes. I could have watched for three more.
Oh, nice.
People are laughing at your story, I
Yeah.
guess. Mr. Holland's Opus is fantastic. Oh, okay. Good. Glad you enjoyed it.
So if you're just joining us, welcome again. We are celebrating the New Year's. We have here on the East Coast, it's just about 8. We have 3 hours.
3, 4. Wait,
Four
is it
hours or 3 hours?
4 hours till the New
4 hours to the
Year's?
New Year's.
it's
We'll probably be
it's a
drunk.
5 hour live stream.
Yeah, we're not staying here till the New Year's, okay? But yes, if you're just joining us, welcome again. The topic is what's your New Year's resolution? Whether it's about travel, where would you like to go in 2023? Have you started traveling yet? What are your concerns about traveling?
Have you booked anything
Have you
yet?
booked anything yet? Definitely. Or do you have just your regular standard New Year's resolution that you would like to accomplish for this year? I know a lot of people, they live and die by that. So
Mhm.
definitely if you are willing to share, let us know. Um, we
Yeah,
definitely love to
and
hear.
what you have accomplished 2022?
Hmm.
Anything that you're proud of it or excited of? I was actually Now looking back at 2022, I am actually really excited of the things that we have done. My biggest bucket list for years have been Alaska, and I am so grateful
Yeah, that
that
we
we
were able
were
to do.
able to go. And we this year we started also Portugal, the European travel.
Mhm.
Even though I'm from Russia originally, and Russia is so close to all the European countries, being in Russia, I didn't have money to travel, so I wasn't able to go anywhere in Europe. So Europe is always been kind of like on the list to visit all of it pretty much. And this was actually
Excuse
the this year was actually the first time when I got to experience Europe, and we stayed in Portugal for a month and a half. Unfortunately, our travels have been interrupted, but we still this year we're still going to go to Europe, and continue the travel, and stay traveling continuously. And of course, we'll probably come back to New York at some point to visit family. But yeah, our plans to be just continuously going. So 2022 for me was Alaska and Europe. Obviously, like all, Mexico and Belize. I've been telling Devon that I've been wanting to go to Belize for pretty much since we met. And well, 2021 we started, and our Belize trip rolled over to 2022. So I still consider 2022 we were still in Belize. So that also was one of my bucket list destinations. We have not gone to see the Blue Hole, which was really like the main thing that I really wanted to see. But we have done so many amazing things. And still Belize, we still going to go back to Belize at some point. We actually do need to go to Belize. Uh, if you've been following us, you know why, but I'm not gonna touch on this topic. But Alaska, definitely, Europe, Belize, and the we've been to a bunch of Caribbean countries on the cruise this year. And I was also really excited about staying at Cancun Garza Blanca, a five-star all-inclusive resort in Cancun. That was actually my first time to be staying in all inclusive. We have done pretty much all inclusive options when we traveled to Belize, because
Mhm.
we had contracts with this hotel. So pretty much when we wanted to get anything, we could have. But to be officially in the all inclusive establishment, that was my first time.
Mhm.
So I was really excited for that. And yeah, I think 2022 was a really
Yeah, it was a
amazing
great year.
travel
It
year
was a great
for
year, and
us.
it'll only get better. And I hope it'll get better for you guys as well, doing your thing. I wanted to switch topics a little bit. I was thinking about it just a little while ago. I wanted to create a live to talk about when you travel, right, as tourists, right? You don't have to turn it off. I've just got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
When you travel as tourists, right? So at one point we spoke about while we were in Hawaii, we did videos on things not to do when you're in Hawaii. Excuse me. And we talked about what the locals in Hawaii, what they don't like about when tourists come to Hawaii. And Hawaii is different when it comes to that. There's a lot of places you go on vacation, and it doesn't really matter too much on your behavior as a tourist. But in Hawaii, it's a little bit different. Actually, it's a lot different. They expect more from the tourists that come there. When I say they expect more, they expect more. Uh, you need to be a little bit more knowledgeable about coming to Hawaii. And a lot of people ask, why do the people in Hawaii hate visitors and travelers that go there, tourists? I got into that in other videos, so I'm not going to go too deep into that. But what I'm trying to basically say is that as tourists, as travelers, when we go to countries that are not ours, I think it's very important. And you can leave a comment and let me know if what I'm saying kind of makes sense or if you disagree. I would definitely love to open a conversation about this because I think it's really important as travelers. You need to do your research whenever you're traveling outside of your country because a lot of times the culture is different. And if you don't understand it, that's when you could kind of sometimes have a bad experience. So you wonder sometimes you go to a different country and people look at you a certain way or they might act towards you a certain way and you don't understand why. Sometimes it's a simple fact of you might not be doing something that's keen to them that you might, be doing something that they don't like. And in Hawaii, a lot of times that is the thing. We've seen a lot of things that tourists do in Hawaii that we know is not acceptable. And Hawaiians don't like that. And it makes the situation that much worse. And whether they know of it or not, you know, we're not sure, but we've seen some really bad things. And we're like, wow, like why would they do these things when this is not your I mean, Hawaii obviously is a part of the United States, but still, obviously there's a huge culture there. So you have to really understand that. So it brings me to the point while we were in Mexico just over the past 2 months, what's the
Chichen Itza.
Chichen Itza? I don't know if you guys saw this. It was all over Instagram, all over TikTok, all over
In
social
case you
media.
didn't, Chichen Itza is a sacred place. It's a
Yes.
Mayan pyramids,
Yes,
I
like a
guess.
temple.
Yeah,
It's a
temple.
temple, right? And it's massive, and it's roped off. Bless you, bless you.
Sorry,
So
thank
the
you.
entire pyramid, it's massive and it's roped off, and it's very spiritual. It's sacred to the people in Mexico. This woman actually went over the ropes and climbed the top of the pyramid. When she got to the top, she was dancing. I mean, you can look it up. It's all over the place if you haven't
Hmm.
seen it. And she was dancing. Security had to go up and get her. And even security don't really want to go up there. That's how sacred this place is, but they had to get her down. When they brought her down, like everyone was at the bottom of the pyramid waiting for her to come down. They were throwing water bottles at her. They were cursing her. Like one person reached and grabbed her by the hair. Like people were really upset at this woman. Now, I don't know what the full story is. I didn't really dig deep into it. I don't know if she was drunk, if she was, it seemed to me like she maybe had
Hmm.
too much to drink and she was out and about. But the point is that you go to a different country and you act like that. That's not acceptable. And then when things go south, you label it as, oh, I don't like Mexico. I'll never go back to Mexico. The people are obnoxious. They're rude. They're this, they're that. And that goes for any place that you go to. And that's not right. Because as tourists, we also have the responsibility to say, okay, I'm going there. I need to understand their culture. I maybe need to Google what not to do in these places because there are a lot of places that are very like protective of their land. Like they're like, they don't like tourists. Maybe it was taken over by another country or what have you. They just don't like tourists like that because tourists don't have respect. That's the way they view it.
Hmm.
So you really need to do your due diligence and understand the culture before you go. Because a lot of times as tourists, we have a tendency of being selfish, right? Like, okay, I booked my flight, I booked my hotel, I booked my activities. I'm spending money to go to this destination. So I want the best from me. I want this to be the best 7 days, 10 days, 2 weeks. And you're only
Yep.
looking at it through one lens, like me. I want everything this place has to offer and I want to experience it. And a lot of times it's if it's all about you, then you're ignoring the actual culture that's around you everywhere as you're moving through this place and experiencing it. And you're judging it by people giving you dirty looks or maybe obviously there's multiple different situations that could occur, but at the same time it all boils down to doing your due diligence and really understanding the culture before going certain places because it actually does help. So I mean, let me know what you think about that. I think it's really important, and I've learned that in Hawaii. I picked that up in Hawaii, and that's why we made the video 20 things not to do, and that ranks our number one video out of all the video we've produced. That ranks number one. People are like, oh my god, they should show this on what is it, Hawaiian airline, so it's we figured it out, and we spoke to a lot of people. We understand what they don't like. You come to Hawaii, you're hiking, you're throwing garbage. They don't like that. You're at the beaches, you're acting a fool, you're drinking, da da da. They don't like that. There's a lot of things that they don't like. So
Yeah.
you at least have to understand your boundaries, because you don't want to piss people off, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have a good time.
While it's like, for example, if you're in Miami and you throw in garbage in the beach, yes, it's nasty, but the locals are like, okay, you kind of tourist, we have people to clean it up. But in Hawaii, considers it is considered
It's
disrespectful.
disrespectful to the land.
Right.
Absolutely. And if you don't know that,
Mhm.
if you didn't do your homework, then that's when you'll be like, because a lot of times, based on where you come from, it might be okay to litter. Like, you can open a piece of gum or eat a candy bar and throw the wrapper on the street, no problem. No one even bats an eye at you. It's all good. But you can't take that same habit and go on vacation and do the exact same thing and expect people to react the same way. They might be like, yo, what are you doing? Someone could actually even approach you and be like, why did you just throw that on the ground? And that's just a small example. So, you really, and another thing, when we're talking about, like, we're dying to go, like, on our bucket list, Japan. And obviously Japan has so many rules and regulations and different things that they find. The culture is just so, like, it's crazy. But we're dying to experience it, but we're also dying to embrace it. So when it's time for us, best believe, when it's time for us to go to Japan, when we realize that, okay, this is the month we're going to Japan, we are going to do so much research on things, specifically not only what to do in Japan, but things like not to do. What's their custom? What's acceptable? What's not? Like, I think Irina wears a lot of low cut stuff, and I heard that that's not acceptable. You could wear the shortest of skirts in Japan, no problem. But the moment you wear something that shows a little bit of cleavage, that can be a problem. Not sure. Anybody been to Japan? Let us know. But again,
I don't know, to YouTube, V-necks and stuff.
yeah, exactly. So you never know. And I have a few tattoos, and I heard, oh, you can't go into certain spas with tattoos. So there's a lot of things to learn about culture. And again, in forefront, most of us as tourists, when we book vacation, it's like, what is the hottest beach? Where's the best place to go? Where can I get the most bang for my buck? I want to have the most fun. It's about you. So all I'm saying is, just take a moment that when you're researching all this stuff about making your vacation the best vacation, also Google, like, what are the things to know about the culture? Are there any pros and cons? Are there things not to do? It takes a second for you to, get this information, and at least you have a little bit of background on the culture.
Yeah. So Andrew sent you the lyrics. Does
Yeah,
it look familiar?
that's the one. Yep, that's the one. Yep, that's the one.
And Fiona says Beach Boys
Beach
sings
Boys sing
that
that song. Yeah.
Okay. So Julia says, booked a trip to Waikiki in October 2023. 20th anniversary. Cheers to you. So excited for your vacation and your 20th anniversary. Time flies, right?
Yeah.
Like, we've been
Like
together
that.
for such a long time.
Yeah, time flies. Definitely. Kelsa, you guys need another bottle? We might not be able to finish this live. We have another bottle. We're lightweight, trust
I
me.
think I'll be sleeping by the time New Year's comes in.
So our signal is getting weak. I just noticed that it popped up there. I hope that gets cleared. It's New York thing.
Epic Carpenter, I can't pronounce. Carpenter, which he's Althea's husband.
Yes, welcome.
Kite
surfing in Aruba is $150 for a private lesson, which was the same thing in Dominican Republic, wasn't it? Remember we saw a woman kite surfing?
I think so. So I really don't know what's the difference between windsurfing and kite surfing.
Yeah, I don't know the difference. If you can explain that, what's the difference between kite surfing and windsurfing? That'd be awesome.
But wow, car rentals $200 per week.
Oh, per week?
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Me and Althea always stay in Airbnbs with locals and never in hotel zones,
and it's affordable.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, that's good to know.
Windsurfing is easier to learn, but harder to
to process.
process.
Kite
Kite
surfing.
surfing is harder to learn but easier to progress. Okay,
Hmm.
I think
To
you mean
progress.
progress.
Progress to
Yeah.
progress. Uh-huh.
So for beginners, windsurfing, I guess, would be
You wanted to
better.
try that, right? But it was which one you wanted to try? It was
I
kite
I
surfing?
don't know the difference. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. Steve is here. When we went to the Big Island, our host showed us the local HPM hardware store. Hawaii locals joke that HPM means Howlis pay more. Well, if you don't know, Howlis means outsiders. That means people who are not native Hawaiians who came to the island and they pay more. That's a funny
They
joke.
would.
Yeah.
They would. They would.
Jan is here. Happy New Year's! Yay! Happy New Year's! Thank you for joining us. Jan, what are your 2023 travel resolution plans?
Wait a minute. But before we get into the next one, talking about Hawaii, funny thing I just found out today. Let me know if you guys know this. So, do you guys know that song, Wasn't Me by Shaggy?
Uh-huh.
That song, when that song was created by Shaggy, they were not going to put that song on the album because the record label thought that the song was not good enough and it wasn't cutting it. A local DJ in Hawaii heard that Shaggy came out with an album and he reached out to the record label where Shaggy was on, that Shaggy was signed to, and he said, "Hey, I heard Shaggy came out with a new album. I would like for you guys to send me the album. I'm a disc jockey at a radio station." The radio station was like, yeah, we gave out all the promos already. We have no more promos for you." So the DJ actually went to Napster. So this was back in the days. I remember Napster, guys, when you download, music online. He went to Napster. He downloaded the album of Shaggy. The fourth song on the track was "The Wasn't Me." He was playing in his car, and when he heard it, he was like, "Oh my God, what is this song? This song is the greatest." They didn't even want to play this. They didn't want to have that song on the album. They just put it there to fill the list of the album. He went to the radio station. He started playing it on Oahu. And immediately when he started playing it, his phone line started lighting up. People like, "Hey, brah," I shouldn't even start speaking that because that was one of the things in our video, not to speak. But anyway, they were like, "Who sings this song?" And the DJ's like, "Oh, that's Shaggy's new song." And people were like, "Bro, this song is awesome. Thank you." And his phone line just lit up. People kept calling. Long story short, that song was dead in the water initially based on the record label. But the DJ, when he played it in Hawaii, on Oahu, the song blew up on Oahu. When Shaggy was touring, his whole album was a flop. He was doing concerts and there were about 200 to 300 people coming to his concerts, starting from the East Coast. He made his way to the West Coast. By the time he hit the West Coast, because Hawaii, California, it's kind of all the same, his stadiums sold out. "Wasn't Me" was the biggest song. Long story short, if it wasn't for that DJ downloading that song and playing "Wasn't Me," the whole entire album would have been a flop. And it became the #1 song for almost, I think, 6 months on the charts. How crazy is that? Yeah. So Oahu, Hawaii broke that song "Wasn't Me" by Shaggy. If it wasn't for Hawaii, the radio station.
That's an interesting fun fact.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just saw that today, by the way. So yeah, I figured I'd share that with you guys. Crazy.
The best stories.
Okay, let's get back to the comments and the chats and stuff.
So windsurfing is okay. So we got that one. When we went to the Big Island,
we saw that one. We read that.
One. Okay.
We saw that one. We saw that.
It's easier.
Oh, Darlene is here.
Darlene! Happy New Year's!
You guys keep joining. We keep drinking. Jeez, that's not good. What is the name of your video video in order of your video?
In order to know what not to do in Hawaii. Oh,
Irina will pin it on the thing.
On the thing.
Yeah, on the thing.
In the comments.
I
will leave it in the comments right under this video.
James says your vlogs in Japan would be amazing. Oh my gosh. James, I can't wait. That's like my top three, I think, travel destinations. It would be number one would be Switzerland. Number two would be Iceland, and number three is Japan. In that order. Like I need to nail those. Maybe that'll be 2020, I don't know, 2024 bucket list or something like that. But yeah, oh man,
Switzerland, Japan, and what?
we've never been to a place where we totally did not understand.
What is the third one, sweetie?
It's I said Switzerland, Iceland.
Iceland. Okay.
Yeah. If you guys been to Iceland, let me know how it was. I'm sure it was amazing. Carpenter says, those that throw garbage anywhere on the beach are disgusting people. Facts. Drink to that.
Yep.
That should not be
No
ever.
garbage.
Should never be a thing.
So, Carol, I actually dropped the link in the video right here, so you can watch.
Let us
that
know
video.
if you are able to get that link. Darlene, hope you have a wonderful New Year's and happy holidays to you and yours as well.
Darlene is such a dear subscriber of
Yeah.
ours. She lives 4 hours away from Vancouver, but when she heard from our stories on Instagram that we are heading to Vancouver area, she said, I will drive 4 hours to meet you guys. That
How
is
awesome is that?
so sweet.
Yeah,
Thank you so much,
awesome.
Darlene.
Carol says, when we travel, we need to respect, and also that includes respect Mother Nature. Absolutely. 150%. Yes, yes.
Oh, Darlene, thank you so much. Irina, you look beautiful tonight. Thank you. I appreciate it. Happy New Year from Tasmania! Tasmania in the house. Happy New Year. Is it already New Year's for you?
Yeah,
John?
Is it already? Yeah, let us know, John. Have you hit the New Year's yet? I think right now, so far, we've only had Margaret who have hit New Year's, right?
London.
In London. She hit New Year's already. So let us know in Tasmania if you hit New Year's.
Wait, it goes the east side first, and then it goes
east to west, right? So the sun rises in the east, that's in the west.
So London, US, and Tasmania, it's more west.
Yeah, I think it's more west.
Yeah, it's more west. So you haven't, is it like the day?
Let us know what time it is, John, and the day also, because
it's probably December, but early in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Steve, we want to thank you for your videos. We watched all your stuff before we went to Marriott Coralina. Oh, awesome. So nice. You saved us time since we felt like we knew our way around before we went. Marriott was great, but Big Island is true love. Yes, Big Island is definitely a true love for us as well. Seriously considering moving there, stayed in Honaunau. Highly recommended. Wow. Is it a resort hotel? Honaunau.
Yeah, probably.
It's sometimes it's hard to pronounce.
Wait, can we have a toast to the eruption on the Big Island?
Yes.
As long as obviously nothing gets destroyed, which I don't think that has been the case.
Wow.
Mauna Loa erupted.
That was such a surprise. Wow. Kilauea is an active volcano, and that's where the Volcano National Park is, at Kilauea. But Mauna Loa, I did not expect that to erupt.
Yeah.
And Mauna Kea was spewing a little bit of lava, but not as the glow as was pre-2018. But Mauna Loa is such a surprise, and the lava came so close to the airport.
Yeah, it did. Actually, they were thinking about canceling flights, but I think it kind of slowed down. I haven't heard anything much about it at this point, but yeah, I mean, wow. Like, if you guys know, I mean, I'm fascinated by volcanoes. We went to Hawaii the first time, and it was supposed to get really close to getting close to a volcano, and
that's
it didn't
when
happen.
I twisted my ankle.
You twisted your ankle, right? And never did. And then Iceland, the volcano in Iceland erupted, and then we were thinking maybe we should just fly out to Iceland and see the volcano, and that never happened. And now, so I think Hawaii might be calling us back. Chris. So Darlene asked, windsurfing. Okay, the difference now. Windsurfing, you are not attached to your equipment.
What do you mean? How? What are
Wait,
you attached to
I
them?
think you might just have like kind of like the bar.
Oh,
Uh, the
then
canvas sail is like a triangle with a pole that is attached to the board. Kite surfing, you are strapped to the board and a harness. Well, that sounds a little bit more safe. I think if I were to do one, I-
well, I don't know if I want to be attached to the equipment because if the equipment goes
you
haywire,
go.
you go haywire as well. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or
The
not.
I only have done wakeboarding, which is behind like a motorized boat or whatever
Hmm.
that you hold on to the strap,
Right.
and you have your board that is attached to your feet. That was a lot of fun, and I was actually able to do it from the first time, but it's very strenuous. Like
Yeah.
it's such a crazy workout. Your thighs, my quads got like instant cramps and everything, but it was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Okay, you want to pull up the next one?
Mhm.
What do we have here? So we just saw this one here.
Jennifer?
Jennifer. Yeah, pull up Jennifer.
Jennifer, so good to see you live.
Gee,
Happy New Year. Oh my
Happy New
God.
Year.
Jennifer, Happy New Year to you as well. Toast to you, Jennifer. Thank you for joining us.
And again, if you haven't dropped your New Year's resolution and you'd like to share it with us and
Yeah,
everyone
what are your
else,
2023
what's your
travels? What are your
yes?
2022 accomplishments?
Mm-hmm.
John, it's
Yes.
New Year's Day.
Day.
Oh, 12:25 p.m. in Tasmania, Australia. What?
Happy New Year!
Happy
Bye, bye,
New
bye.
Year! John, to you. What are your resolutions for travel next year? Oh, I mean this year for you already.
Yeah, it's already this year for him. Darlene says, no, it's 5:25 here in BC, so they're actually behind
Mm-hmm.
3 hours, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, right, because it's actually on the wow.
James.
James says,
Cheers to Madam Pele!
Cheers!
Cheers, Madam Pele! If you don't know, Pele is a part of Hawaiian folklore. It's a goddess, volcano goddess. So when anything is spewing, Hawaiians actually worship the goddess Pele, Hawaiian volcano goddess, and
Mhm.
they bring her. What are these things called when you bring her
Offerings.
Offerings,
Mhm.
right? So it's a really big thing, not to get Pele mad or and make sure Pele is happy, and they have Pele's cheers and a lot of stories about
Yes,
Pele.
a lot of
It's really
stories.
cool cultural thing.
Mm-hmm. So what else do we have here?
All right.
Let us know if you actually got that link. I think you dropped the link, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so the link is in the comments. Can you pin it? I think we can. I need to find it. Where is it? Oh, here it is, right? So we're gonna actually pin that on top. Oh no, we can't. That's not a pin. Maybe star it, and it goes on top.
Oh no, it just goes in there.
Okay. So that's actually the link to the 20 things not to do
in Hawaii.
In Hawaii. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to click on that link, but it is again in the chat. I got to figure out a way to pin this on top. Okay. Oh, I think I need to take that off. How do I get that off now?
Just switch to another one.
Okay. Let's see. There we go. Okay.
John, we just back from Hawaii, had Thanksgiving there, and heading back in August.
Oh wow!
Awesome. Which island? What did you do? Where are you going to be staying in August? Let us know.
Let's see. Kimberly says she's actually going to be there in September. So many people visit Hawaii. It's crazy. But it is one of the top destinations, right?
Definitely bucket list.
Yeah. We were talking about this the other day, and we were saying how is your mic on?
Yes.
Okay. We were talking about this the other day, and we were like, why is it that Hawaii is just so pinnacle when it comes to like travel and a travel destination? Like if you travel and you made it and you visited Hawaii, it's like you've made it. You've traveled to the utmost travel destination that there is to be. And we were talking about it and we were saying, I think it's because ever since, you can remember in school, they teach you about, you learn about Hawaii, you learn about the hula. As a kid, it's like, you're wearing grass skirts and
And
they dress
even
you up.
all the movies
Yeah,
too.
a lot of movies, obviously, a lot of movies, yes, were shot in Hawaii. In Hawaii, so you see Hawaii, you see commercials. There's costumes, there's the coconut and the grass skirts and all that stuff. So
Hmm.
you grow up with it. So you're like I need to visit Hawaii. Hawaii
Yeah,
is
I
like
think Hawaii has done really good marketing campaigns.
great
Yeah.
marketing. Like where else can you think of that you've known about this place ever since you were a child? It's
Hmm.
hardly even Bahamas or any place like that. You don't really think of it like that as a child, but you will know about Hawaii as a child. So you always feel like, yo, if I've made it to Hawaii, like I've made it. Like I've got to the destinations of all destinations, which is, it's really cool. It's kind of funny in a way too. Carol says, I want to see volcano lava. Who knows if it's something that might happen when I go to Hawaii? Well, I do hope you
It's
get to see it.
happening. It's
Yeah,
happening
it's
right now.
happening now. It's
Kilauea
growing.
is happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as much glow as it used to be, but it's happening
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Yeah.
So definitely.
Carl says, how much is it to skydive in Hawaii? You want to pull that up? So, Irina's going to drop a link on the skydiving video. So my daughter visited us when we were in Hawaii and with a friend of hers, and they actually went skydiving. Yours truly did not. I stayed on the ground, and my job is to kind of document the whole thing, right? So I did that, and we spoke about the entire experience from their point of view up in the plane when they jumped, and that was captured. And from the ground, the classes, the prices, the company they chose to go with, why they chose that company, the setup, everything. We documented all that. So if you're interested in skydiving, we're going to drop a link, and you check that video out, and you can choose for yourself whether or not you'd want to go with that company. But it is
Yeah,
one of
right
the good
now
companies.
it I don't see our video when I put, it's difficult to search on the phone for our channel specifically.
Yeah,
But yeah, if you go on the computer on our channel and you put skydiving, you
yeah,
will
just go
see
to our channel.
that the experience is, I would say it's a little over $100.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere maybe about around $150.
Mm-hmm. Jennifer says, your videos are so helpful in planning our trip to Hawaii in August. So glad to be of help, of course. Let us know
Awesome.
where you're going to be staying. What hotel did you choose, and why did you choose that hotel, actually?
Wow, we were supposed to go live for just a little bit, but it turned out to already over an hour and
Oh
a
my
half.
gosh, we're an hour and a half in. Wow. If you didn't say that, we'll probably just bring it in New Year's. Is Oahu Stadium open? It should be. I don't see why not. I'm not sure if Chris is still here. Chris, let us know if you are. Let us know if Oahu Stadium is still open. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Carol says she did see the 20 things not to do, so that link came through.
Mm-hmm. There is something ethereal about Hawaii, hard to explain. Even us
Always,
Hawaiians
yeah,
who just feel at home there. Yeah, it is a special place,
no
and
doubt.
that is really why we ended up staying in Hawaii for 3 years instead of 1 month that we were actually planning to.
Kimberly says, after being in the hospital for 3 weeks this year, I've learned to start traveling while I still can. Oh, congestive heart failure in the ICU for 2 days.
Wow.
So I'm told. Well, I'm glad that you are doing better, and yes, that's
Cheers to
actually
your recovery,
yes,
Kimberly,
yes.
and
Cheers.
yes, travel
And may
2023.
2023 be awesome and epic travel adventures for you, for sure.
Jennifer is saying that
And we
they
go,
are staying at the Hilton Hawaiian Village. Awesome choice.
yes. Oh my gosh, when I think of Hilton Hawaiian Village, I think of the walkthrough we did there. Our walkthrough video again, I think that's like the second top video we have on our channel. We did a complete walkthrough of that the Hilton Hawaiian Village, and it's an hour long. And when we created that video, as I'm filming, Irina's walking, and Irina's giving information about everything we're passing. And after it was all said and done, and we got back and we started editing it, I was like, Irina, this video is like an hour long. And this is after I kind of chopped it down. So I was like, wow, like, is people really going to watch this for an hour?
Mhm.
And they actually said that. They were like, wow, this video was an hour and I didn't believe I was going to watch it this long. But there's just so much information about the Hilton Hawaiian Village. And I was like, wow, it actually worked. And it became our second biggest video on our channel. Who knew, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, that's it for the comments that we have, I think. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. We are approximately what, 3 hours and a half away from the New Year's here
On the East
on the
Coast.
East Coast. Wherever you are, if the New York has not if the New York if the New Year's have not fallen upon you as yet, we wish you a happy New Year's. If the New Year's have already came, we wish you a happy New Year's as well. And we hope the new year brings you prosperity, health, and
Lots of travel.
best of all, lots and lots of awesome travel. Because that's what we do. That's what we love. And remember, when you travel, travel with love, travel with understanding, travel with compassion, travel with care, and embrace it. Embrace the culture. It's all new to us, right? So, embrace it. It makes it all that much better.
Well, thank you so much for joining. We wish you a happy new year, and
Yes.
we'll see you next year.
Next year, yes, we're gonna come live in 2023 again. I'm not sure what date, but of course, I'll leave it in the community tab, and we're gonna come live, for the New Year's, and we're gonna have new things to explore and all new stories. So thank you guys again so much for taking this time out of a new year, which is a big event, of course, and being with us and sharing it with us. We greatly appreciate you. If you're watching the replay and you've made it this far, thank you so much. Let us know you made it to the end. It means the world to us. And we will see you in 2023. Happy New Year.
Happy New
Fwa, fwa, fwa,
Year.
fwa. Chee. Bye, guys. We love you.